Now, let's talk about the NFL news of the night. The thing that sent the internet into conspiracy fodder immediately upon its announcement. Although Tom Brady retired and then came back, Bruce Arians came back and now he has retired. Whoa. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in the middle of a wild shift of power. Todd Bowles, former head coach in multiple places, defensive coordinator of the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just had his contract restructured to be the assistant head coach, almost a head coach in waiting a couple years ago. Now they ripped that up, give him a new 5-year deal, and Bruce Arians is now a senior assistant for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rick Stroud is reporting in the Tampa Bay Times that Tom Brady knew the day he decided to come back or the day after he decided to come back that Bruce Arians was going to step away and Todd Bowles was going to become the head coach. Bruce Arians was at the Combine talking a lot of shit. Bruce Arians was trying to rebuild that entire team. Actually said that his favorite part of all this is building a team back up because we asked him, like, hey, B.A., you've been there, done that with everything. You've been around the NFL a long time. The first time you wanted to retire from the Arizona Cardinals, you actually said in your retirement press conference, and my wife told me their son Jake turned 40. And I said, 40? Where have the years gone? So now he might have turned 43, Connor immediately pointed out, and he realized, oh no, I'm missing more of these days, more of these years. Or maybe he just didn't want to dive back into everything that this offseason's gonna, hold. With that being said, the internet had a lot of different theories, so let's dive right to Boston Connor's thoughts. Everybody on earth is saying that Tom Brady said, get Bruce Arians the fuck out of here. Yeah, Connor, your thoughts on this whole thing?
You're goddamn right. That's what Tom Brady said. I mean, there was a long post he did on Instagram for BA, and everyone's like, oh, look at what Tom did for Bruce. He didn't do this for Bill. Why is all this? He probably hates Bill even more than he hates BA. Because he does hate BA, but also, hey, sorry, Bill's not on Instagram, pal. Sorry, he's not going to see anything you put on IG. And, many times, Tom
yeah, but
Sr.
to be clear, when somebody dies, a lot of people put posts on social media,
sure,
and they're not going to see it unless, once again, a conversation yesterday.
Maybe they have IG.
In the aftermath. I don't want to get back into that because we went into that pretty thoroughly yesterday, and that's like a once a month, maybe once every couple months, or quarterly, yearly conversation. But anything you post, somebody's going to find. Yeah. Like if you would have posted about Bill Belichick on Instagram, people would have found it. Don't you think?
I mean, Bill is hanging out with Matty Patricia. He's going to Alabama Pro Days. He's going to, Alabama East Bumfuck State University.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with what you're talking about right
now.
No,
it has nothing to do with it. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm getting sidetracked. You're talking about Belichick. The brain starts rolling. But yeah, Tom hates BA. I mean, there is no doubt in my mind that the reason Tom is back is probably because Todd Bowles is the head coach. I mean, BA, 3 weeks ago, like you said, was building a new team. He's reloading.
All the coaches hate the Combine. He was at the Combine.
At the Combine.
Whenever you think about players, whenever they decide to retire out of nowhere, it's normally like the day before training camp because that's whenever they have to put all their shit into the bag. That's whenever they have to look at their family, look at their friends, all the fun they had been having. They're like, all right, for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to go live in some shitty fucking dorm. I'm going to have to pee in public bathrooms. I'm going to have to go run my head into somebody 2 times a day. I'm going to lack sleep. I'm getting back in. And you see a lot of vets kind of do like snap retirements almost right before training camp. This timing is very, very interesting. And if Tom knew whenever he came back, that means what? They were just waiting for this day to figure out the announcement? Or are they trying to figure out Todd Bowles' deal? Now, Ian Rappaport has come out with his theory on what happened. Ooh. And Bruce Arians also was quoted as saying that he's always viewed secession in the world as a very important part of this entire thing. So as opposed to giving Todd Bowles a team that's, maybe in a full rebuild and transition and a trash team here in a year because he said he was going to retire in February anyway. Hey, I was going to retire. I was going to do one last run anyways, but more and more I thought about it and talked about it with my wife and the mirror. Fuck, my Kango hat, I had that thing on, had a couple vitamins, and I don't mean the vitamins McAfee smoking. I'm talking about the vitamins that I pour into a cup and I drink and makes my liver go banana land and maybe not be able to walk in a straight line, but I got a driver and my fucking football mind's still good, and I've contributed a lot to the NFL, and I've had a hell of a career, and this is going to be one last go. We got Tom Brady back, we got Mike Evans back, we got Godwin back. What? I mean, what's Rob Gronkowski doing? We'll figure that out. On defense side of the ball, we're ready to go. But the more and more I thought about it, I'm like, it kind of fucking stinks for Todd Bowles if I get all this for my last year and then he gets nothing next year when I retire. That's a fascinating angle. And if that is what happened to Bruce Arians, he was in the bathroom in the shower. He was thinking about what the world looked like for Todd Bowles in the future and all of his assistant coaches who he has always cared deeply about.
Are you saying, so when Tom Brady announced that he was coming back, did he go to the front office and say, hey, if BA's not out of here, I'm not doing this?
AJ, listen to this. Tone Diggs, what do you think happened, dude?
Well, I agree with the internet, and also I think Tom sitting in the front row is pretty clear. He's like making sure Bruce is saying all the right things, like, don't you fuck this up. The story's going well.
So it's like a Jada Pinkett Smith situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bingo. I mean,
keep my name. What if Tom?
Yeah.
What if Tom in the middle of this press conference? Keep my name out your fucking mouth. And then walks up there, smacks BA. BA's torn Achilles, partially torn Achilles, blows out completely. The podium falls down. You know, then all of a sudden Jason Light comes in, and he already got a beer upside down like he did in that boat parade. You know, he had that Bud Light up there. Boy, let's settle our differences. I mean, I did text Clyde Christensen last night, friend of the show.
oh, what Clyde said?
I don't know. Let me get the exact wording because I want to make sure I describe this properly. I said, you all right? He said, yes, thanks for checking in. All right, so Clyde still got a job, I think.
Feeling good.
I think Clyde Christensen, I don't know if that's breaking news or not. Do we want to put it on the ticker?
Yeah.
I don't know. Clyde Christensen, I don't know if I was supposed to put that publicly. I think he still has a job. I'm not 100% sure. Ty Schmidt, have you swayed at all in your thoughts from the first hour? Do you think Tom Brady, like AJ said, walked in there, I'm coming out of retirement, and I'm the captain now?
Yeah, I mean, that is absolutely what happened. The only thing he wants Bruce deciding is, making sure that Canadian Club is stocked in the suites. I don't think he wants him doing anything football related. But it just, I don't know. I mean, for Bruce, though, it's not that bad, yeah, he's getting shouldered out, essentially, but also...
No, allegedly.
Allegedly, but hey,
definitely.
pretty good consolation prize. Just okay, so we're gonna kind of de facto shit can you, but you'll still have something to do, and we're gonna put you in the Ring of Honor. Like, most situations where this happens, if a premier quarterback were to do this, I feel like the coach isn't kind of getting a rose parade on the way out.
So I agree, and Nikki Ticker over there is updating the Clyde Christensen situation. Do we have any ears or eyes on the press conference that's happening right now? We're just talking about this, and all of our questions, you guys that are living in this negative world that Bruce Arians isn't the greatest friend of all time. His quote immediately afterwards was, secession is a real thing. He's thought about it a lot. Oh. And his wife chatted with him about it, and if he was to hand over the team to his friends when they were terrible, I think he would have felt bad about it. So now that the team is good again, that Tom's recruited some guys back and there's people on contracts and that team looks like they're ready to make another run. And Dominican Sue's already tweeting. Bruce Arians said, my job is done here. Okay, now it's time to pass the baton. There's a lot of people saying that is not happening. I assume Bruce is clarifying this even more in the press conference. Do we have any eyes or ears on the press conference, Nikki?
I have a quote from Bruce from Twitter. He was talking about Tom Brady, and he said, we have a great relationship. All the players, every one of them has gotten cussed out, including him. That's just part of me. People got to write shit. It couldn't be further from the truth. I don't know if that's in direct reference.
Hey, I've been cussed out by BA now. I mean, let's not.
Sure. I don't know if that's in direct reference to this or just their relationship in general, but it seems as if Bruce is trying to bury all of this while looking at Tom, and Tom shaking his head, yes, exactly what you were supposed to say.
Thank you for that, Tone Diggs reporting. Now let's go to Nikki Ticker.
Thank you, Pat. More from Bruce Arians at the press conference. He said he's really excited to have more of a hand on in the draft this year. Said he's probably done more work on the draft than any year in his career.
That's why he was at the Combine, baby. Oh. So he's over there with Jason Light. If my memory serves me correct, there was rumblings that during the draft process that Bruce Arians was there with us, obviously the Andrew Luck one. There was T.Y. Hilton, Vic Ballard, who was very good, who happened to have a blown a kid, like a couple different picks, I guess, allegedly, rumoredly, came from BA's brain on draft night when somebody else went missing in the pick and you were on the clock. Allegedly. I'm not 100% sure if that's true. I mean, that could have been said by somebody that was in BA's camp when he was potentially going to go be a head coach. But I'd heard that from a couple different people, I think. So maybe it is just a decision that, you know what? We got Tom back. Tom was informed of this the day he came back or the day after, said Rick Stroud, which, continues to add to the conspiracy theory, I think. AJ, you believe that BA is the best friend of all time. I don't think you've given an answer yet. You're not on the internet side in this whole thing, right?
No, I'm not. I mean, I don't know BA like you know BA, but he seems like a straight shooter. I have to believe what he says. I really do. I honestly feel like, and if not, if this isn't the case, don't you think BA is the kind of guy that eventually will start opening up and letting us know exactly what is going on?
Well, I mean, do we have eyes on the fucking press conference or not?